Here at the Rock and Roll Palace, that is the Hoboken Maker Bar, I've been making some guitars, some kit guitars and some custom guitars. So let's talk about this instrument. This is this is the player side of this bass, which I was inspired to get because of Dan over at Guns and Guitars. And this is a fretwire kit. This is no longer available. It looks too much like a Rickenbacker, is my guess. A whole bunch of experiments happened here. So experiment number one was using Salim's awesome router to route this. This is just a font that I found on the internet and sort of stretched a little bit. I think this is the letter Q or something. Everything else about this is pretty much stock. I routed out some like little designs in the headstock, and then I put some crushed stone with some CS glue in there to make that little thing. And I painted the plastic parts blue. And most of this guitar, which was done over and over and over again to get the finish, is Danish oil. That's most of the color and everything in it. The neck, however, is entirely True Oil, which ironically Guns and Guitars Dan doesn't tend to use. He tends to just use tung oil, but True Oil is what they typically use on gun stocks. And because I kept stripping it and redoing it and stripping it and redoing it, at least the body part, I was also oiling this neck for several months. That actually came out pretty well. The neck feels pretty good. I filed down the edges of the frets and they feel pretty good. The neck, I kind of pulled a stupid, and I didn't realize that this pocket didn't fit all the way in. So you can see it's kind of like hand carved in here because I kind of screwed this up. And it's also a different color because this is many, many months of putting True Oil on, and then this is just like a week of putting True Oil on. So this finish is polyurethane over the Danish oil. And I did buff it, but I couldn't. I buffed it so many times, but I never did get this orange peel out of it. I should have gone all the way back to the beginning and done a grain filler because it's very wide grain wood, but I didn't want to screw up the pattern that is routed into the wood. It's not burned, that's routed. Everything about the guitar went on really well. In fact, the neck set in this pocket perfectly, and it's butted all the way up against the edge, but that is in fact exactly the right scale length. The tuners are decent. I got some shellac on them. Oh, I did do another thing. So this is all True Oil, but then I put some Danish oil on top and just let it sit there and sort of extra stain the very, very top of it. It's not perfect by any means, so we won't continue to look at it. One thing that's kind of fun is that this guitar set up relatively quickly. Now, my experience with new guitars is that the neck is constantly bending, so I'm sure that by the time I actually plug it in, it will cease being set up well. But yeah, it's got a nice feel. It's got nice binding. It came with all the parts and everything fit. So we will take a listen to it very, very soon.